All right, guys, I'm back. We are at the hour of Jupiter. Interesting thing, we had an earthquake here in Jersey approximately at 10:23 a.m. I had just got done doing my first reading, and we were at the hour of Saturn at that time. So Saturn is in Pisces, the moon is in Pisces. I don't know if, this has anything to do with anything, but Mars is in Pisces, Saturn is in Pisces, we've got Neptune in Pisces, the moon in Pisces, and then we just had Venus move out of Pisces yesterday, and it moved into Aries today. All right, so not sure what's going on with that. Saturn's energy rules over order, structure, discipline, limits. It says prudence, patience, austerity, seriousness. It has something to do with obstacles, restrictions, constraints, lack of something, slowness, delays. All right. It's the father, the grandfather, the elder in general. All right. It speaks about the state, the government, the borders, the conservative politics, land, mines, and real estate. All right. That was pretty damn big because it was, I think, a 4.7 magnitude earthquake, something like that. I was here in my room getting the dogs ready to go downstairs, and my daughter screams like, "Mom, did you feel that?" Walls were shaking, her bed was shaking. I don't know, but it has something to do, I feel, with the energy. Like, Saturn rules over the land, the mines, all right? Something pertaining to that energy, all right, at that specific hour. And again, we're speaking about Saturn with Mars. All right, let's look at what Mars rules over. Mars has to do with action, energy, taking the initiative, force, effort. It has courage, aggression, anger, conflict, obviously sexuality, competition, fighting sports, husband, young men in general, armed forces, police, engineers, and butchers. All right, so bless all those people and wherever they are. I hope nothing massive, crazy happened. All right, but that's what I'm getting. Yeah. The moon, obviously, it says it rules over popularity, emotional atmospheres, large groups of people. All right, food and food supplies. You guys, just, when things like this happen, I know it may be like, we may think it's nothing big deal, it didn't happen to us type of energy, but if there's any way that you could help, at least, like with places like this, you know what I mean, like groups of people coming together and helping out, I feel like that's significant. Just wanted to say that. All right, I'm gonna do just a quick reading on this energy, and I'm probably going to do all signs, but I think I'm going to start that one in a different reading. I don't know why it was very significant for me to say about this earthquake. Apparently it hit in Jersey, like North Jersey. All right, hold on a second. It was a 4.8 earthquake magnitude, obviously. Tewksbury, New Jersey. So in North Jersey. All right. It says White House Station, New Jersey, around that area. Interesting. Let's see what they say. Shaking buildings. What is given? Let me pause my meditation for a second. Let's see what they got to say here. There's an ad. interesting. The little pink pill. Did I not just do a reading about Shamuel?
Adam Klotz is in the Weather Center, I believe, and he might be able to join us. Adam, are you there?
Hey guys, yeah, I am here. I also didn't feel it. I feel like I was missing
I
out.
didn't feel it.
We do have a couple of graphics when these sort of things do happen. This is the location just outside of New York City. It's part of the Ramapo fault system. It's the longest crack in the Earth's surface on the eastern side of the country. And when earthquakes do happen, as we know, it's very rare. But this is it has typically been the spot that they have happened. This one was at our current look. Oh, getting ahead of myself here. Let me go back for you guys. At our current look, this one is a 4.7 magnitude, and it was located just half a mile down, which is incredibly shallow as far as these things go, which is why so many people felt it. Like you, I didn't feel it here in the building, but I have friends who've been texting far out into Brooklyn who felt this. Some folks up in Princeton, New Jersey also felt it. So
yeah, like
really
central northern Jersey.
Part of a fault system that is really long. It doesn't move very often, but when it does happen, this is typically where these happen here across the Northeast. And I do think that shallow nature is the reason that we've seen so many people reporting and texting and calling so far this morning.
Adam, I wanted to ask you about that a little bit more. So we were just talking about the earthquake in Japan was much deeper at 21
yeah, that one
miles.
was like a higher magnitude, the one in Japan.
Was
or Taiwan.
Miles below. So this one you're saying is much more shallow, relatively speaking, and that's why people felt it?
Yeah, this one is incredibly shallow. The most of the ones we get are closer to what you see there in Taiwan. This was really shallow. It's not a huge number, but for this part of the country, this is a big number. And it is the shallowness. Obviously, the closer you are to the surface, it takes a smaller shake for us all to notice it. And this is, from what it appears, at least in these initial reports, was a very shallow earthquake.
Yeah, Adam, thank you so much. Get back to work there. We'll get back to you.
What I'm trying to say is, it's almost like it's nowhere near the water. Nowhere near the water. So you would think like Pisces energy, you're thinking about water, right? Because it's a water element. But the fact that where it happened, again, I feel that it has a lot to do with the energy of land. All right, Saturn, it happened at the hour of Saturn. All right, it has to do with land. Something pertaining to like a specific border. All right, so he spoke about that specific area, it's where it always happens for us here in Jersey. And then with Mars's energy, it's almost like, you know, I don't know, I'm just getting Mars and Saturn in Pisces with the energy of the moon is what I'm getting. Like, that's the energy I'm feeling. All right. Something about that. Something about that. And I mean, the moon moved in at what time today? Are you okay? The moon moved into Pisces at 7:13 a.m. and that happened exactly at 10:23 a.m. So 3 hours and literally what, 10 minutes after the moon moved in to Pisces, it happened. And it literally waited until the hour of Saturn, like, to happen. I feel like everything happens for a reason, or everything is divinely planned to happen at a specific time, at least, is what I'm saying. All right. So, yeah. That's what I'm getting. And I was just saying something about where we are and where we started today's energy specifically was with Venus moving out of Pisces and into Aries. It's already at its detriment there. So whereas yesterday's energy with Venus being in its positivity, right, because it's exalted in Pisces, being at its detriment now, started the day off very negatively because we have Venus at its detriment in Pisces, Mercury in retrograde in Aries, definitely not comfortable there, right? We have Mercury wants to speak, it wants to communicate, it wants, you know what I mean? But in Aries, it's like fast driven action, communication, harsh, like it's giving me that energy. Let's see what else Mercury has to do with here that could be pertaining specifically for this. So business, commerce, education, information, the news, all right, transport, communications, computers, scientists. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not comfortable with where it is right now in Aries, all right? Now, with the energy of the moon being in Pisces right there, it's pretty much not exalted because exaltation would happen in Taurus. It's not in its comfortability and its domicile energy because that would be in Cancer. But in Pisces, it's almost like too much subconscious energy, all right? Saturn being in Pisces, Saturn wants discipline, structure, authority. Whereas where it's happening now, it has something to do with like, I don't know what degree we are with Saturn energy right now in Pisces. So Saturn in Pisces, I think we spoke about the 15 degree mark pertaining to the Sabian symbol. Let's look it up. Ooh, look at that. An officer preparing to drill his team. All right, rehearsing how to use power. Neither recklessness nor fearlessness, nor even overcautious modesty is appropriate when the power is at play. Disciplined preparation to develop group consciousness. I don't know. It just kind of gives me the energy of, yes, if there is some sort of emergency, right, where there seems to be like needing to be prepared, like when some sort of emergency happens, coming together, you know, having the news people on point, having the, you know, officers, the firefighters, those that are in, you know, first responding energies to be prepared for when something like this happens. I feel like this was a test, if that's what I'm trying to say here, okay? Or that's what I'm trying to say here. I don't know. It's giving me here, it says, before being able to close any cycle in life fully, there must be an evaluation of what has occurred, a balancing of accounts, and the facing of karma. When this is externalized into life events, we must expect to encounter some significant danger, a danger that has so far been perpetually or forever avoided. By anticipating this, we can make careful arrangements, planning and equipping ourselves as best as we can for the certainty of immense challenge. It is better to take instruction and focus very clearly before we encounter our nemesis. Interesting. So it says preciseness. Obviously, it says an officer instructing his men before a simulated assault under a barrage of live shells. So preciseness, it says, by making the best of things, we can bring meaning and even adventure to common situations. But I don't want to make it seem like we need to be prepared for war, because literally it was just an earthquake. But say we were being like attacked, you know what I mean, in some way. Like that could have been a bomb or something. Did we not just speak about the energy of a bomb? Like an unsuccessful bomb, though? What was that about? I forgot what Sabian symbol that was. Oh, that was Aries at 13 degrees, an unsuccessful bomb explosion. Something about immature frustration is what we kept speaking about with the whole square of like the moon in Capricorn to the whole sun and Aries energy that happened on Monday. All right, and that was on Moon's Day. All right, so all I'm saying is, whatever is happening out in the world always happens for a reason. Everything means something, all right? And me knowing a lot about, like, astrology, I always tend to look into, if something major happens in the world, what time did it happen? Where did it happen? How was the weather affected? Like, when you get into an accident on the road and the police officers come and they say, okay, what was the weather like? Where were you positioned when this happened? They try to investigate everything. All right, so this morning when I started my readings, it had a lot to do with like Scorpio's energy. It kept coming up heavy. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. All right, and Scorpio is ruled by Mars, right? But we're speaking about all of this energy happening here in Aries season. And Aries is also ruled by Mars. So some sort of destruction if we see the Tower card. Some sort of ending for a new beginning if there seems to be some sort of tower that happens where there's destruction where we live. How do we rebuild? That type of energy is what I'm getting. All right, so Scorpio being a water sign, obviously Pisces being a water sign. I don't know why that was significant this morning, but something pertaining to water. All right, so I literally had to look up like how do earthquakes take place. And I got like joked around by my man. He's like, how do you not know this? Did you not go to school? And I'm like, I don't remember this type of shit. All right. It says when underground rock suddenly breaks and there is a rapid motion along a fault. All right. So I feel like, yes, this has to do with land, but if it's anywhere near a body of water, it can affect, obviously, create some sort of like, you know, I want to say like over by Japan or wherever it happened, they call tsunamis and things like that can actually destruct the energy of like an environment, right? Like take some shit out is what I'm saying. All right. Or making the ground shake by these earthquakes can create some sort of destruction here, you know, pertaining to earth, obviously, and our foundation. All right, so it says, but in some cases, the rock on either side of a fault slowly deforms over time due to tectonic forces. I cannot speak lately. I don't know what's going on, and even when I'm trying to read, I feel like a dodo hit. Like I can't even speak. All right, so earthquakes are usually caused when underground rock suddenly breaks and there is some sort of rapid motion along a fault. It says this sudden release of energy causes the seismic waves that make the ground shake. All right, so something about waves. All right, I don't know. It's scary though. It's super scary because it causes a lot of destruction. All right. I'm just looking at certain pictures here and how it can affect the energy of the water. So if like these specific movement of the plates are happening underwater, oh my goodness, like I can imagine what these people have to deal with when these tsunamis and things happen and come and destruct the energy of their foundation, their environment. I don't know, something about like the energy of the root as well, like the root chakra. All right, that's the foundation of where we are, right here on earth. I don't know, guys. I feel that certain messages come out in my readings and everything means something, right? So, let's see what that is. I'm getting like root chakra energy now. Like, do we have a firm foundation? I feel is what we're being tested at. All right. All right. So, anxiety, there could be stress, fear, worries. All right. Pertaining to this type of stuff. It's my energy deck. All right. Here is Archangel Shemuel, which came out in my last reading. I feel like, you know, he's here to bring love back to the environment, obviously, right? Because there seems to be lots of hostilities happening right now. Hostilities is out here. Whoa. And there's the broken heart. All right. I feel like this is the energy or how spirit is coming and bringing people together to express the energy of love. Like, what if something massive was to destruct everything around you and you had nothing else but the people that you surround yourself with? What are you going to do? How do you move forward? You work together as a community, and which brings the love back together, I feel. All right, so adjacent possibilities. When one door closes, another one opens up. All right, the thinking woman. It's giving me like the Palace Athena energy. Whoa. And then we have the Angel of Balance. So Palace Athena is right now in Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. All right, Jupiter being associated with both Sagittarius and Pisces. All right, let's see what Jupiter has to do with here. So Jupiter has to do with the energy of luck, optimism, hope, success, expansion, development, wisdom, faith, compassion, trust, favor, the world's view. It has to do with confidence, generosity, sincerity, benefactors, philosophers, advisors, investors. All right, so the law, religion, mythology, theory, higher education, banking, churches, and inflation. Okay, so there we have Archangel Uriel with the crown chakra. And down at the bottom of the deck is the heart chakra. So I've got fire energy here, air energy here. So something pertaining to the energy of air and fire. So we're thinking about like the solar eclipses that even just happened or that are going to be coming up as well. Like we have this solar eclipse coming up in Aries where, let's say, you know, the opposition of, you know, the eclipses that happened 6 months ago, things could be taking place right now. I feel, again, there's some sort of, yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting. Oh my gosh. All right. Hold on. Anyway, let me just say this. This is fire element. It's the third chakra. It represents, obviously, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Here is the heart chakra, represents all air signs. So that's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. All right. So we're speaking about the solar eclipse energy from full moon in Libra to the solar eclipse here, the new moon one in Aries. All right. Something about, like, this is the card that came out. Abundance, prosperity, fearing to go outside, fearing to step into the unknown, where on the other side of it, you're going to be victorious. So the full moon in Libra having to do with like relationships, partnerships, contracts, and things like that. Like things need to be, I feel, shaken up, all right, in order for you to have a trust in the divine, which is the goddess of the moon. It is the god of intuition. Listen to your gut feeling type of energy so that you can step out into your happiness. All right, so this one speaks about breaking addiction, making external changes, new places to live, or new opportunities opening up for you. All right, so that's what I got from this reading, guys. I hope that it resonated, and I hope that, you know, you guys can understand how I'm utilizing the energy of the earthquake that happened today, where suddenly something can happen. Are you prepared for the changes that will come? Because it will be coming unexpectedly. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to leave the reading there.